Okay, I'm going to try to show you the binding technique that I use, or whipping technique that I use, is with the knitting needle, and you buy them in packs of 5, and they come like this, and it says a 7-inch number 3 millimeter knitting needle. You can get them Walmart, any place. Okay. Now you have to forgive me if I get it out of focus. I've done my fold forward finish on all of it all the way around the rug. Then I did my corner, and the corner finish like Cindi Gay has on her webpage. And be sure to go to cindygay.com for the finish, how to do the fold over, and for the corner finish. Now, this is the tricky part that was passed on to me. I've never seen anybody do this. I was just told about it. The originator is Iris Simpson. I'm going to give her credit, but 2 Michigan gals told me how to do this, and so I do it because I like a really nice tight finish, not wobbly whipping. And I knew there had to be a secret. I just didn't know what it was until this. So you take your knitting needle and you put it on the top of your fold finish, and I bring the needle from the back over to the front. As my fold is, this is folded forward, I go right down, right next to the loops, and come out the back, and I make sure I come out the back where I want it to, and then I have pull it. Now this first few stitches to get this in is more awkward than anything else. I usually get my hair in that too. So it takes a few stitches to get it going. And I'm going to go back again, make sure that's right, and pull it. Now, you see I didn't make it go over the needle, so I have to go back over and make sure that that goes over the needle to start holding the needle. I sure hope you can see this. I'm not a filmmaker. I'm not saying that this is the only way to do this. This is the only way I found that I could get a nice smooth finish. Okay, so I'm holding it awkward so you can see, but I hold it more centered to me when I do this. If you come from the back over the needle to the front, you can make sure that you won't catch your loops in the needle. If you do it the other way around, there's a good chance you could catch your loops, and that's what you don't want to do. And then I always put my needle down, and then I check to see, is my needle going all the way to the loops? If it is not, then I angle it so it goes back all the way to the loops. Can you see that? And it's right down next to the loops. And then I pull again. I am pulling tight, very tight, when I pull this, okay? And I repeat this. I don't look to see if I'm going in a hole or if I'm going. Mine mainly is to see if I'm going right next to the loops and pulling tight. And that's the idea of this. So I keep that just like that. And I have a thing where it's, I'll be able to tell when you get too far and get along where you move your needle. And if you hear dogs barking, it's my 2 in the background. I have 3, but only 2 want to bark today. Okay, so you keep going like that, and I'll be quiet and stitch along, and then I'll come back and show you. Should have music to play, I guess. Now, this method isn't for anybody that already does perfect loops and your stitches look wonderful. It's not for you because you have your own system. This is for anybody that's having trouble making the whipping nice. And I'm pulling tight as each one of the loops goes around. And see, whoops, I get right down next to the loops. And then I try to make sure that I come out right next to the back of the loop. And by pulling tight, you get the same consistency all the way down your rug so that when you move the knitting needle along, it looks good. And see how I've got it so far? Now when I take this out, this part will blend right in with that, with the corner that I did. Okay. So I will do up to about this point, and then I'll pull my knitting needle down and let it follow my stitches. I sure hope you're seeing all this. I'm not a video photographer, so I'm just doing this on my iPhone, so I hope you can bear with me. This is probably like watching paint dry, but I wanted to show you how it would be. Okay, so you can see how far that is. I've done corners that are farther along. Can you see? And all I do is after I get to a certain length and I only have a little area of the knitting needle out, I pull the knitting needle along. Sometimes you have to use a pair of pliers to pull it along, but you can see how nice it's going to be with the edge. Okay, I hope that helps anybody, or somebody else can do a better demonstration than I do. But then you see how nice your rug looks and the whipping looks. Okay, I'll call it done. Thanks.